This is the Diadora Blushield Fly 3, and it is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Hey, what's up? It's Zach, your YouTube foot doctor, and today we are tearing apart the Diadora Blushield Fly 3. Now, this shoe is actually pretty interesting. It kind of weaves in between a couple different shoe categories. It is a more maximalist shoe in weight. It's 15.4 ounces, but it is that slipper tongue, booty tongue construction, and it does give you a pretty low to the ground feel while giving you a lot of max cushioning. So it does kind of operate in the same lane as the Adidas Ubersonic 4, only like in the title, a little bit kind of on steroids. So let's check it out. Let's start with the uppers. Now, as I said, the biggest difference between these and the Blushields is the slipper tongue. These do have a lot more of a glove-like fit than the Blushield 5s, which are a traditional three-piece. However, for a slipper tongue, these actually are pretty padded, which is my biggest complaint about other slipper tongue shoes on the market right now, namely the Ubersonic line and, of course, the Vapor Next with that really elastic, thin booty construction. These actually do have that same padded tongue of the Blushield 5s, but in a little bit more of a glove-like or slipper-like fit. Now, right above that padded booty tongue sock liner is that D-skin mesh cage. Now, this is really good. It allows a little bit more air exchange in some other shoes that are as padded as the Blushield Flies, and it also gives you a lot more security than some other booty tongues on the market right now. However, it is going to cinch up and kink up a little bit more right here on the medial side of the foot, right before the ball of the foot. It just does kind of bunch up there. Now, I noticed even after playing them for about 2 hours, I actually wore them to work a few times just to break them in a little more. So while you are going to get a little bit more security out of these shoes, they are going to take just a little bit while longer to break in as well. Alright, so upper durability test with the Dremel 10 seconds highest grit sandpaper, about 1 millimeter of damage on these. You know, you are getting a little bit more damage on these shoes than some other really durability focused shoes we've seen this year. However, since that DuraGuard is just so thick, overall they kind of have the same durability profile. They're still going to be pretty durable up there to toe dragging or sliding. Alright, and on the midsole teardown, as you can see, just an enormous stack of EVA foam in the heel here on the Blushield Fly 3s. I think that's one of the biggest reasons that I got 28 centimeters on that serve test. I think the shoes, number one, just kind of envelop you, so when you move with the shoe moves with you. It's not like some shoes where you move, then maybe your heel slips a little bit and then the shoe moves. Plus the Blushield here in the forefoot, which does allow a little bit more energy redistribution, and so I think that's one of the main reasons the shoe does give you a little bit more pop off of your first step, as well as just pop when you're jumping. And the other awesome thing I noticed in the midsole teardown was look how much foam is in this slipper tongue and this booty liner. You just don't see that with slipper tongues out there these days. Now, the outsole tread pattern in the Blushield Fly 3s is a little bit more of a traditional all-court pattern. It is going to grip well-maintained clay okay. Poorly maintained clay, you're going to slip a little bit. On a hard court, they grip fantastic. It is a one-piece construction. It does get a little bit narrow here in the midfoot. However, there still is tread there, so you are still going to get that added stability and traction. I did notice here in the forefoot as well as lateral midfoot, you do have little break points on the shoe, which does allow a little bit more fluid movement because of those break points, allowing a little bit more ergonomic movement of the foot. And outsole durability test, the Dremel 10 seconds highest grit sandpaper, I actually had to repeat my test twice because I want to make sure I was accurate with my results. Not even 1 millimeter of damage, barely a scuff from the Dremel. These actually had better durability in the outsole than the Blushield 5s did. So these shoes really are going to last you a long time in the outsole. Now, the fit of the Blushield Fly 3 is pretty interesting. These shoes are going to accommodate narrow, medium, and wide width just because it's a booty tongue construction. However, it does expand pretty nice, and that padded tongue and padded sock liner is going to pad down the foot even if you are pretty narrow. Now, they are listed as a medium width. However, I found in my regular size, and I'm a 2E, I really had no break-in times in terms of width. I will just say I would not be going up sizes in these shoes. If they don't fit your regular foot type, just get another pair of shoes, because the more material that you put on the inside of the shoe, the more it's going to kind of kink up and the more you're going to have to break that in. So I would say make sure if you're going to buy these shoes, make sure you're buying your traditional size, and it doesn't fit, just take it back. But with the amount of padding and cushion and support these shoes have, if you're somebody that likes a booty tongue construction but wants more padding, wants a little bit more support in the midfoot, rear foot, even in the forefoot, these shoes are going to really be nice for you. They're going to give you a little bit more of that plush padding, but also retain that low to the ground feeling that some other booty tongue construction or one-piece tongue construction shoes will give you. Now, playing in the Blushield Fly 3s was really fun, especially because these two little outcroppings, these little flanges of the D-skin actually come over and help support the slipper tongue. You are getting a lot more security and lateral movement with these shoes than some other slipper tongue shoes, namely the Adidas Ubersonic 4s. They play very similarly with that tactile, low to the ground sensation, but they just give you a little bit more support, a little bit more of a rugged feel. Now, I did notice the one thing on these shoes was I was getting a little bit more bounce out of them than some other slipper tongue shoes, and I think that's just because the midsole foam is just a little bit thicker, is a little bit more rigid, and that shank in there just really incorporates well with the midsole and the outsole. So when I was moving side to side, even though the shoes are a little heavier, I was still getting a lot of traction, I was getting a lot of speed, and the shoe's pretty aerodynamic, so it cuts through the court pretty well. So if you're looking for a shoe that is fast but is going to be a little bit more rugged, a little more heavy duty if you're a heavier player and you want that booty tongue, these shoes are really going to fit that player really well. And if I had to describe the Diadora Blushield Fly 3s in one word, it would be unique. They just serve a really specific audience, as people that like a booty tongue construction, but want a more padded maximalist shoe. Now, these shoes were really surprising too, because when I took them out of the box, I was expecting, a really lightweight shoe. When I took them out, I was like I was lifting a weight. And that's why I was really surprised with my suicide test time, because I thought I was gonna be well into the 15-second time, because the shoes, number one, were a lot heavier than I thought they were gonna be. I also had played tennis for an hour and a half prior to doing the suicide test on these, so my legs weren't as fresh as I typically am when I'm doing the suicide test. It was just with court time. I just couldn't get it. It was cold outside, and I just kind of had to do it when I could. I usually do these on fresh legs, and I still came in a little faster than I thought I was. And I think that's just because the shoe is so aerodynamic, and you are getting a lot of that tactile sensation from the court, but really secure, aggressive movement, so I wasn't afraid to plant my foot and kind of really rear and go the other direction. So a lot of surprising features of this shoe too, but it's just a super unique shoe for players that, kind of fit two kind of different molds. But I really do think there is a market for this type of shoe. My biggest complaint about the Adidas Ubersonic 4 is that the forefoot cushioning just isn't there. The shoe is so well engineered for being a speed-focused shoe. It's low to the ground, it's aerodynamic, it's got a ton of tactile sensation, but the forefoot's just going to bottom out so fast, so what are you sacrificing for that speed? Whereas on the Blushield Fly 3s, you're getting a lot of that same benefit of the Adidas Ubersonic 4, the aerodynamics, low to the ground feeling, that really nice tactile sensation, the nice grip on the court, but you're getting it in a package that's going to protect your foot a little bit more, just give you a little bit more comfort throughout the life of the shoe. But of course, with the added weight, so you just really have to make sure that that weight is worth it for you. And of course, I'd love to know what you think. Do you think there's a market for a more maximalist booty tongue construction type shoe, or a more maximalist low to the ground feeling shoe? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to see the big brother to the Blushield Fly 3s, the Blushield 5s, as well as the other brand new shoes of 2021, make sure you click into the playlist up above, and I'll see you in the next video.